What may happen if my bird's water supply actually finishes and I have an automated water system? What should I do to help them to refresh themselves in a good way? Javini Scott here, and I have been a layer farmer for over the past 10 years, or close to 10 years. And throughout my time, I've always been using the Bell Drinker system because it is automated and it allows me greater time and control over my farm. So a few times whilst having this system, the water would have run out totally and my birds start to sound at the way they sound now, and they were deprived of water supply. So when I came into the hen house and I just refilled the water system, I just left the system for them to start water themselves. But after returning, I realized that all the birds were still aggressive towards the pond because of the time frame to which they were deprived of water supply. So I will show you now what is my recommendation to solving this issue and get your birds fully watered. So in this instant, I would have turned off the water supply just to provide this video so you can see what to do. So two things I usually do. I usually one, because as you can see, they have drank out all the water here and the water is not flowing from these quick enough, because what starts to happen is that the bell drinkers operate where when the water goes into it, the mechanism, it forces this side, it forces this aspect of the bell drinker down and it shuts off the water supply. So that's how it works. So the moment they start drinking out the water there, it automatically refreshes. It gets lighter and it replenishes. But because the birds are so aggressive over the water run now, they need more water supply. So what I generally do when the water supply goes out and they were deprived of water is I crack the line and let the drinker just flow through that area and they can get more water supply without it being turned off. So even if they press down on the drinker, it will continue to give them water. And I observe them, or I stay in the hen house for the time to which they need to get water. What I also do sometimes is that I fully remove this area, and you have to watch your fingers. I fully remove this area and allow the entire drinking area of the bell drinker or the plaisance to be full, and watch the birds drink their water, and you can observe their movement whilst they are there. So they continue to drink and I have to watch them because I was the one who caused them to run out of water, because you may not be paying attention to their water supplies and it ran out. So the moment this becomes full, I sometimes reinstall this area and let the plaisance work by itself and allow them to continue to drink. And this now requires you to constantly watch the waterers, constantly observe the birds, because you need them to get back enough water in their system so that they will be able to continue to drink automatically without pressuring your plaisance. And you must pay attention, because depending on how long they have been deprived of the water supply, and depending on what time of the day it is and how the weather condition is on the outside, you may need to spend a lot more time. If you can see now, it is very overcast. It's cool in the morning because I would have turned this off when they went to bed last night, so they would have woken without water so that I can do this video, because it happened a few times to me and I didn't allow it to happen again, because I understand, one, I have to spend more time in the hen house to fix the problem, and two, this may put your birds under stress and you may not be home when this actually happens, and the heat of the day, if it happens when the day is extremely hot, now the birds will go under that heat stress because they want the water supply and it is not there. So then if you return in the evenings or during the day when that happens, if they happen to run, the water supply happen to be depleted, then you will definitely have to spend a little bit more time in the hen house to ensure that the birds become properly watered. These animals are very delicate, so you have to spend the time to ensure that these animals in this deep litter system are properly watered, properly taken care of, and all aspects to their growth and development and their steady production remain intact. So I continue to observe them, but I know that they will not be as aggressive because the water supply was not turned off them for a long time. It was for demonstration purposes, but indeed it still affects them. So you have to pay attention, and even when you lock this nut, you have to ensure that it is fastened properly, because you can leave it and it is leaking and you go about your business and say, okay, everything is okay, and when you return, the hen house becomes full or flooded, and then you have another problem to deal with. So take these measures into consideration and continue to do an excellent job when it comes on to your farm and your deep litter system. I continue to show you videos like these to ensure that you be on the right track when it comes on to your poultry production. So Javini Scott here, J. Scott Farms and Farm Store, and I will see you on the next video.